I'm Jim.
And I'm Rosie.
And this is Cruising Sea Venture. Join us and our new crew members Blake and his brother Barkley
as we cruise our home, Sea Venture, wherever she may take us.
Cruising north of Ketchikan, headed north to an anchorage a few hours away. We're going to cross Clarence Strait here. I want to show you the view out the front. So there's the view out the front. The waves never show up on camera like they do. Here's our gauge so you can see the roll. 5 degrees to starboard, 3 degrees to port, 3 degrees back to starboard. So 5 degrees there, yeah. But otherwise staying pretty level. Now let's see if I can go show you outside what the sea conditions look like. Paravanes are, of course, in the water. See if I can give you a good picture of this. You can see it's about 3 foot waves on the beam here right now. The retrieval rope on the paravane here is a little loose because there's enough push of current. It's pushing the fish over toward the fish a little bit, the boat, but that's no big deal. Just moving along nicely.
Here is our course as we leave Ketchikan and cross Clarence Strait and work our way up to Tolstoy Bay, and from there we cross and go up to Fool's Inlet. We are in the Tolstoy Bay anchorage. The breeze is just starting to pick up and funnel through here. This morning it's a minus tide. And there's actually a small little, well, a couple of houses here in the bay. But otherwise it's a small little intimate bay, very nice.
On our way across Clarence Strait this morning in beautiful calm. This is where we had the fish in yesterday, but today nothing, not a swell or anything. Headed up Ernst Sound in no wind and flat seas. Just a beautiful morning cruise.
There's several fish boats here at this point. Boat pulling the net in, and the net has a lot of weight pulling the boat to the port side. So sometimes you see their tender over on this side with a line throttling up just to pull the boat over, help to keep it level. Come on. Let's take a moment and talk about bubble feeding or bubble net feeding. This is a hunting technique where the whales swim around in a circle blowing bubbles and creating a bubble net. Since the fish will not cross the line of bubbles, the fish are trapped in the bubble net. Then the whales dive down underneath and come up in the middle of the fish with their mouths wide open. We have seen humpback whales feeding this way by themselves, as a pair like this one, or in a group. Oh goodness. Oh my, look how close they are. Oh wow.
These are huge whales. Come up on.
We are in Fool's Bay, or Fool's Inlet, right by Anan, and it is a minus tide this morning, a -2 tide. And this is one where all the guidebooks warn you not to go too far back into the bay. It drops off steeply, and you can see how closely the low tide is to Dreamcatcher and to the rest of us here. When we anchored, we were in 63 feet of water, and we're now in about 45. The tide has gone down 19 and a half feet since we arrived, and it is now a -2 tide. This usually could be a great time to see what critters might be out there, but I'm sure that the mud flats are quite mushy. I was here early this morning showing you the low tide, and now you can see the bay at high tide. One of the boats by us left. And it's just remarkable to me, the difference. You could be so lulled into thinking that you have a long way back into the bay and just ground yourself if you weren't paying attention to the charts. 3 feet of water. It's so murky you can't even tell. This is what makes us crazy.
Look at this, he's gonna jump in.
This incredible photo was taken by our boat friend Ken on MV Dustin while we were anchored in Fool's Inlet. Thank you so much, Ken, for sharing your talent with us. We hope you enjoyed this video. In our next video, we travel to Berg Bay as we work our way toward Wrangell, Alaska. Thank you for your comments and questions. We enjoy hearing from you. Keep watching for Jim's Q&A where he answers 2 more questions recently asked. Until then, wishing you no wind and flat seas.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another Q&A session where I'm going to answer 2 questions. Question 1, how deep are the paravanes, or fish as we tend to call them, are in the water when cruising? Well, the paravanes are 15 feet underwater when Sea Venture is sitting still. The depth is not adjustable, and it was determined by the naval architect Jonathan Moore, who did our paravane design work. The theory behind the depth is that you want them deep enough so that in large seas they will not come out of the water, or if they do, it will be only briefly where they fly up and dive right back down and go back to work. It would take really large seas to do that, probably in excess of 30-foot high waves. At the same time, you don't want them so deep that they could, if pushed sideways by current or some other action, reach the running gear, or the propellers and rudders, on Sea Venture. So the depth is a balancing act between these 2 issues. You may recall the movie The Perfect Storm, where they depicted what might happen if paravanes flew out of the water, out of control, and into the side of the boat. Something you definitely would want to avoid. Question 2 was, how did we create our new Sea Venture logo? Well, we didn't actually. We used a company called 99designs.com, and what we did is we submitted some basic information about what we were looking for and some photos of Sea Venture. They then had a design contest with designers from around the world submitting their ideas, which we got to comment on and ask for revisions over the course of several days. So after 4 days and more than 100 designs submitted, we got to pick a few finalists, who then spent 3 or 4 more days improving on their designs and responding to our comments until the contest time was over and we picked a winner, which is the design you see today in our videos. Once the winning design was selected, then it was copyrighted and we received the design in a variety of formats to use. It was a lot of fun to do, and our designer happens to live and work in Romania that won the contest. Again, as I said, it was a lot of fun and a great experience. We really enjoyed the whole process. So I hope you found this Q&A little session interesting. Remember, if you have any questions or would like me to answer them in an upcoming video, you may ask via the comments in YouTube, or you can email me at cruisingseaventure@gmail.com. Thanks, and talk to everybody later. Bye.